Greetings Taborians and welcome to another video tutorial. Today we are going to be taking you step by step through the basics of how to create runes using the Arcane Transmutor. Now creating runes is somewhat of a different process than tiering or statting items, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to press B on the keyboard to open my backpack, and today the piece of equipment that we're looking at to add runes to is this desert bow. Now again, we have to use the Arcane Transmutor for this, so let's open that up. Now you can see I have 10 Arcane Transmutor charges in there now, but just in case you did not know how to get Arcane Transmutor charges, I'm going to come up here to the little gift that is surrounding my mini-map, click on it, and then we'll open the item shop. I come down to the left navigation bar here, click on consumables, then on must-haves, and you can see that right here there are 10 Arcane Transmutor charges. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase one of those there just to make sure that I have enough. Okay, after I have my charges, I can open my item shop backpack here. I right-click on it, and it's going to automatically add more charges to the Transmutor. Now you can see I have 20 Arcane Transmutor charges. Okay, now let's take a look at our actual item, the desert bow here. Now, in order for us to be able to add runes to a piece of equipment, first we have to create slots for the equipment to put the runes actually in. So what we're going to need in order to create slots for our runes are what's called drillers. So I'm going to come up and open the item shop here. On the left-hand side, I will click on upgrading, and we are upgrading a weapon. So I click on that, and here you can see is the basic weapon driller. Now you can add up to four rune slots for each piece of equipment. So the basic weapon driller is going to create the first slot for us. After we use that, then you can use the advanced driller to create the second slot for us. After you do that, you can come down and get the expert weapon driller, which will create the third slot. And if you're looking to create all the way up to 4 slots, what you're going to have to do is come over here and open up the Ruby shop, click on upgrading, weapons, and then you will see the master weapon driller, which will add up to a maximum of 4 slots. So that's going to give us all the way up to number 4. But this is only available in the Ruby shop most of the time. Every once in a while there will be a sale on the Diamond shop for these, but most of the time it's only going to be in the Ruby shop. So since we have no slots on our bow yet, what we need to do is come and get a basic weapon driller. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this and open my item shop backpack. So I am going to right-click on the basic weapon driller, and then I'm going to left-click on the desert bow. And now you can see down there at the very bottom, underneath the rest of the stats, it says Rune 01, which means now I have 1 slot open that I can install a rune in. Okay, so right here next to my bow, you can see that I have 2 different types of runes here. You can see this one is called Endurance 3, and if I put that in my bow, it would give me plus 25 maximum HP. And right next to it, I have Mind 3, which is if I put this rune onto it, it would give me plus 6 intelligence. Now the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to upgrade runes. Now you're going to need 5 of the same exact rune of the same tier in order to level it up. So right now I have 5 Endurance 3s, and I want to get an Endurance 4 so I can put it in my bow. Usually it's a good idea not to put anything, once you get up to around level 55, to not add any rune stones to your equipment that's not at least tier 4. So I'm going to shift left click on this, and I have to select 1 rune at a time and put it in my Arcane Transmutor. And no, I can't just drag the whole big stack of 5. I have to drag them over here one by one. So now you can see that I put 5 Endurance 3s into the Arcane Transmutor, and under the preview it shows that it's going to create an Endurance 4 and will give me a maximum of plus 34 HP. So I'm going to go ahead and click on confirm. And now I have 1 Endurance 4. I'm going to do the same thing for my Mind rune here. Now what I could do, if I wanted to simply put this Endurance 4 or Mind 4 on here, I would right click on it, and then I left click on my bow, And there you go. Now you can see that that rune slot is now taken up by that Endurance 4. Now, one of the cool things about this game is that tiering up runes just straight from tier 3 to tier 4, 4 to 5 is one of the easier things that you can do in this game. But you can actually mix and match runes to make completely different runes. So, for example, I'm going to take this Endurance 4 and drag it in here, and also this Mind 4. And now you can see in this preview, it's going to create a brand new rune called Triumph 4, which instead would give me plus 10 intelligence and plus 4 dexterity. Now, there are so many different combinations of these runes that you can create. We're actually going to need to go to a website where I can show you a graph on how to create all the different stones. Okay, so now I am at the website, theromwiki.com. The specific URL is theromwiki.com/rune_transmutation. Now you can see that I have this table here that gives me a list of a whole bunch of different runes that I can create in the game. So let's start here with the rank 0 runes. So all these runes here are just the runes that you're going to find throughout the world. Either they'll drop off of mobs, you'll find them in treasure chests, or other various ways. So the ones we were looking at before were the Mind rune and Endurance rune right there. And as you can see up at the top here, it shows us all the different tiers of the different runes, and of course, which stats correspond to them. Now, where things get interesting is where we get down to the rank 1 rune. So we were making a Triumph rune before when you saw in the preview. Now, in order to know how to make any of these runes that are on the left-hand side, I need to come over here to the right-hand side, and then it shows me which rank of runes I need and how many of them to make it. So it's showing me right here that to make a Triumph rune, I need 1 Endurance and 1 Mind rune. And again, depending on which tier it is of the Endurance and Mind, that's going to make that tier of Triumph. Let's go ahead and look down a little bit more. Let's say I want to make a Potential rune. So again, I'll come over and look over here. I would need 1 Magic. I would need 1 Resistance, I would need 2 Vitality runes, 2 Vigor, an Endurance, and a Mind. Or, if you get over to the rank 2 runes, you would see that I need 1 Anger and 1 Mayhem, and that will create the Potential rune. Now, obviously, there's so many more combinations of runes down here than I could possibly cover in this video. But as you see, when we get down to the rank 6, 7, and 8, there's definitely some extremely powerful runes that you can create in this game. But you really just kind of have to come to this website yourself and look this over and decide what's going to work best for you. So there you go, gamers. That is the basics on how to create runes in this game. We also have video tutorials on how to stat equipment with clean stats, and also how to tier equipment, so please feel free to check out those videos as well. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.